In this video, we will see calculation of discrete time Fourier transform for some standard signals. So the first standard signal is a power n into u of n, and here this is mod a. Mod a is less than 1. This is mod a. Mod a is less than 1. So the formula for DTFT is summation. DTFT of x of n is summation n is equals to minus infinite to plus infinite, n is equals to minus infinite to plus infinite x of n into e power minus j omega n, right? So in place of x of n, I have a power n into u of n. So I substitute a power n into u of n instead of x of n. Now we know u of n is only defined for n greater than or equals to 0, right? So the limits for n can be modified. So for n, now n, the lower limit of n will become 0 and the upper limit is infinite, and in the interval 0 to infinity the value of u of n is 1, right? It is 1. So u of n I will replace with 1 and my limits will be 0 to infinite. Now this I can write as a into e power minus j omega whole power n, right? A power n e power minus j omega n can be written as a into e power minus j omega whole power n. Now we have a formula, summation n equals to 0 to infinity r power n is nothing but 1 by 1 minus r, right? It is 1 by 1 minus r provided modulus r is less than 1. That is the formula. Now here r is nothing but a into e power minus j omega. Now let us calculate mod r. Mod r means mod a e power minus j omega, right? That is nothing but it is less than or equal to less than or equal to mod a into mod e power minus j omega. Mod e power minus j omega is, this is 1, right? And mod a is less than 1, so the total value is going to be less than 1, right? So since this a into e power minus j omega value is less than 1, I can use this formula. So the entire expression becomes 1 by 1 minus, in place of r we have a into e power minus j omega. So this is the DTFT of a power n into u of n. Okay, that is the DTFT of a power n into u of n. Now I have found the discrete time Fourier transform for the given signal. Now I need to find the magnitude spectrum as well as phase spectrum. So how do I find magnitude spectrum and phase spectrum? First I need to calculate the real and imaginary parts of my DTFT. So DTFT, I should find the real part and imaginary part of this expression, right? For that I'll multiply and divide the DTFT with 1 minus a into e power j omega. The conjugate of my denominator is 1 minus a into e power j omega. So I'm multiplying my DTFT with the conjugate of the denominator. So what will happen? The numerator is 1 minus a into e power j omega, and the denominator is 1 into 1 1, and then minus a e power minus j omega, and again minus a e power j omega. So let me write it here. The numerator is 1 minus e power e power plus j omega into a, right? And the denominator is 1 minus a e power minus j omega, and then minus a e power j omega plus a square. These two terms, if I take minus a common, what is left? E power minus j omega plus e power j omega, which is nothing but 2 cos omega. That is why that term became minus 2a cos omega, and I have 1 plus a square also in the denominator, right? Now I can separate the real and imaginary terms, right? Instead of e power j omega, I am writing cos omega plus j sin omega, cos omega plus j sin omega. So here if I write in the numerator 1 minus a into, I have cos omega plus j sin omega, plus into minus again is minus, so minus j a sin omega. That is my numerator. The denominator is as it is, right? So 1 minus a cos omega is the real term, that divided by the denominator is my real part of x of e power j omega, and the imaginary term is j into minus a sin omega. So j into minus a sin omega divided by the denominator. So now we have separated the numerator as well as real term and the imaginary term from our DT/FT, the real term and the imaginary term. Now I have to find the magnitude spectrum. What is the formula for magnitude spectrum? Magnitude spectrum is mod x of e power j omega is equals to square of real term plus square of imaginary term, right? Now if I take the square root of the real term, what is it going to be? The numerator square 1 minus a cos omega whole square, right? That is 1 plus a square cos square omega plus 2ab term or minus 2ab term minus 2a cos omega, right? And in the denominator I have 1 plus a square minus 2a cos omega whole square, right? Now I will add the square of the imaginary term also. If I add the square of imaginary term, it becomes a square sin square omega. Now a square cos square omega plus a square sin square omega becomes a square, right? If I take a square common, cos square omega plus sin square omega, that is nothing but 1. So I have the cos square vanishes and this whole thing vanishes. So I have 1 plus a square minus 2a cos omega. So the numerator and denominator I have. So the entire numerator gets cancelled with the square term. So what am I left with? I am left with 1 by 1 plus a square minus 2a cos omega. Now remember, I have to take a square root of the entire term. So that is nothing but 1 by square root of 1 plus a square minus 2a cos omega. Right? This is my magnitude spectrum. Then phase spectrum. Phase spectrum is tan inverse of imaginary term divided by real term. Right? Imaginary term divided by real term. The denominator gets cancelled. Denominator gets cancelled. I have minus a sine omega by 1 minus a cos omega. Right? If I take the minus term outside, it becomes minus tan inverse a sine omega by 1 minus a cos omega. So this is my phase. So the magnitude as well as phase, I am drawing the graphical representation. So in place of omega here, I have substituted a few values. Omega equals to 0. I substituted omega equals to 0, omega equals to pi, minus pi, 2 pi, minus 2 pi. Right? I have substituted a few values, and this is how my graph looks. At omega equals to 0, what happens? Cos 0 is 1, and it reduces to 1 by root over 1 plus a square minus 2a. That is nothing but 1 minus a whole square. So square root and square cancels. I have 1 by 1 minus a. That is 1 by 1 minus a at omega equals to 0. And then at omega equals to pi, if I do the same calculation, I'll get 1 by 1 plus a. And again at omega equals to 2 pi, I'll get 1 by 1 minus a. So if you look at the graph here, you can say that it is periodic in nature, right? This part from 0 to 2 pi is being repeated over the time period, right? Again, from minus 2 pi to 0, it is the same thing. Or I can say from minus pi to plus pi. If you take from minus pi to plus pi, that is being repeated again from pi to, it goes till 3 pi, right? Or negative 3 pi to again negative pi. So it is periodic in nature. This is for, we have mod a less than 1, right? So a can assume values from 0 to 1, or from minus 1 to 0 to 1, or minus 1 to 0. If a is a positive value, this is how my spectrum looks. Same thing, I'm making a negative value. When a is negative, minus of a becomes positive, right? So here at this point I have 1 by 1 plus a, and then 1 by 1 minus a, right? Minus a becomes positive, right? So 1 by 1 plus a is a greater value than 1 by 1 minus a here. So that is why the amplitudes get interchanged here. Okay, so that is how I will draw my magnitude spectrum. Now we'll move on to the second problem. We have to find the DTFT of a power mod n, and mod a is less than 1. So now in place of x of n we have a power mod n. So let us substitute that in the analysis equation. So this is how it looks. Now we have to substitute the definition of mod n. What is mod n? Mod n is equal to negative n for n less than 0 and n for n greater than or equals to 0, right? That is my mod n, right? It is negative n for n less than 0 and positive n for n greater than 0. So what I am doing, I am separating this summation into two summations. From minus infinite to infinite, I am writing it as minus infinite to minus 1 and then 0 to infinity, right? And then 0 to infinity, n is a positive value. So for positive value of n, I will replace mod n with n. And for when n is a negative value, I'll replace mod n with negative n, right? Then I'm combining these two terms. I'm combining these two terms. I'm combining these two terms. And in the first case, what I am doing, I am substituting n is equals to minus n. In place of n, I am substituting minus n. So this minus gets cancelled and my limits also gets changed. Limits also gets changed. It was minus infinity to minus 1. Now it will be 1 to infinity. Now it's going to be 1 to infinity. This part we have already calculated the DTFT, right? We have calculated the DTFT. And for this, so here I have the limits 1 to infinity, right? But my standard limits for the formula which we have seen previously, n is equals to 0 to infinity r power n, right? The standard limits are 0 to infinity, but here I have only 1 to infinity. So the term n is equals to 0 is missing. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to add that term. What happens when n is equal to 0 in this expression? When n is equals to 0, it is 1. So I will add 1 and subtract 1, right? I will add 1 and subtract 1. So now I am going to combine this term with plus 1, right? This is nothing but the same a into e power j omega whole power n at n equals to 0. So if I combine these two terms, I'm going to get summation n equals to 0 to infinity a into e power j omega whole power n, and I have a negative 1, and this expression is written as it is. Now so this one is equals to, here summation n equals to 0 to infinity r power n is equals to 1 by 1 minus r, 1 by 1 minus r, provided mod r is less than 1, right? Mod r is less than 1. So we know this is less than 1, a is less than 1, as well as e power j omega is also less than 1, right? Mod e power j omega is 1. So the terms inside are definitely less than 1. So we are going to substitute the formula 1 by 1 minus r. So the first term reduces to 1 by 1 minus a into e power j omega, and then we have a negative 1 plus 1 by 1 minus a e power minus j omega. So we can simplify this. If you simplify this, we will get 1 minus a square divided by 1 plus a square minus 2a cos omega, right? You just have to simplify it. Substitute e power j omega is equal to cos omega plus j sin omega, and simplify. So if you look at this equation, this is a real term. This is a real term. So there is no imaginary term in my DTFT of a power mod n. Right? There is no imaginary term. So my magnitude spectrum will be equals to, the same thing, right? Magnitude spectrum is real term square plus imaginary term square under square root. My imaginary term is 0 and I'm only left with real term. So square root of our real term square is nothing but the real term. So this is my magnitude spectrum. Whatever we found the DTFT here in this case is the same as the magnitude spectrum. So here I am going to draw the magnitude spectrum similar to the previous case, how we have drawn. In the previous slide, we have drawn the magnitude spectrum by assuming some values of omega. The same thing we are going to do. Here also, if you look, this part from minus pi to pi is being repeated again. That means our DTFT is periodic with period 2 pi. Okay. So that is how we can find the DTFT of a power mod n. Now let's do another problem, and this is minus a power n u of minus n minus 1. Minus a power n u of minus n minus 1. So let us substitute the given x of n in the analysis equation. Now u of minus n minus 1, how is it defined? It is defined as 1 for minus n minus 1 greater than or equals to 0, and 0 for minus n minus 1 less than 0. So if I simplify this expression, what I will get, if I take minus n to the other side, it becomes n less than or equals to minus 1, right? N less than or equals to minus 1, it is 1. For n greater than minus 1, it is 0, right? N less than or equal to minus 1, u of minus n minus 1 is 1, and all other values it is 0. So this expression, this summation here from minus infinite to infinite, I am going to write it as two different summations, from minus infinite to minus 1 and then 0 to infinity, right? The second summation here, 0 to infinity, the value of u power minus n minus 1 is 0, right? From 0 to infinity, the value of u power minus n minus u of minus n minus 1 is 0. So this summation reduces to 0. So what is left? I have summation n from minus infinite to minus 1 and minus a power n u of minus n minus 1 is equals to 1 in this interval, in this range. So 1 into e power minus j omega n. This is what I am left with. So I have to find the DTFT of this. Now I am replacing n with minus n. I am substituting n is equals to minus n. So this is what happens, right? My limits from minus infinite to minus 1 is now becoming 1 to infinity. Now again, what is the standard form? Standard form is summation n is equals to 0 to infinity into r power n, right? R power n. Now we do not have n equal to 0 term here. So what we'll do, we'll substitute n equals to 0. If you substitute n equals to 0, what happens to this entire term? If you substitute n equals to 0, what happens to the entire term? The entire term becomes, I have a negative sign here. And a power 0, e power 0, 1, negative 1. So I'm going to subtract 1 and I will add 1. So this doesn't make any difference to the This doesn't make any difference to the equation, right? I am going to subtract 1 and add 1. Now this negative 1 is nothing but n equals to 0 term, right? N equals to 0 term. So I'll combine these first two terms and write it as n is equal to 0 to infinity a power minus n e power j omega n. So n I'm taking as a common power for both a and e. So a power minus 1 e power j omega whole power n. Right? There is a negative sign here and we have added 1. We have added 1. So that one we are writing as it is. Now the same formula we'll use again, right? In this case also mod a is less than 1. This has to be specified in the question. I forgot to mention this. Mod a is less than 1. So the entire term again is less than 1. So this expression reduces to 1 by 1 minus r. And now I will simplify this expression. This is the dtft of minus a power n u of minus n minus 1, right? Minus a power n u of minus n minus 1. So the dtft of minus a power n u of minus n minus 1 is minus a power here. Okay, I am taking negative a power minus 1 common, so I'm left with e power j omega divided by e power j omega minus a. So this is my final answer. If you are asked to find the magnitude spectrum and phase spectrum, you need to find the real parts and the imaginary parts separately. You need to separate the real and imaginary parts from this expression and then find the magnitude spectrum. Magnitude spectrum is square root of real part square plus imaginary part square. And similarly, phase is tan inverse of imaginary part by real part. Now we'll use some properties to find the DTFT of the given question. How to use DTFT properties to find the DTFT of a given x of n. So here in this case the x of n is 1 by 3 whole power n into u of n plus 3, right? U of n plus 3. We know this is the standard pair, right? This is one of the standard DTFT pairs. The first DTFT that we have found out, a power n u of n has DTFT 1 by 1 minus a into e power minus j omega, right? Now in place of a I am substituting 1 by 3, right? What is the condition for this DTFT pair? Mod a is less than 1. So I can substitute a is equals to 1 by 3 because 1 by 3 is less than 1. So 1 by 3 whole power n into u of n has DTFT 1 divided by 1 minus, in place of a I have 1 by 3 into e power minus j omega. Now I will use time shifting property. Let me use time shifting property. What does time shifting property say? It says x of n minus m will have DTFT x of e power j omega into e power minus j omega m. Now I will substitute m is equals to minus 3, right? I'll apply time shifting property on this first equation and substitute m is equals to minus 3. So what happens if I apply time shifting property here with m is equals to minus 3? In place of n I should write n minus m, right? N minus m. Here also in place of n I should write n minus m. Then on the right hand side I should multiply it with e power minus j omega m, right? This is what I have to multiply. Now if I substitute m is equals to minus 3, this term becomes 1 by 3 whole power n plus 3, right? N plus 3 into u of n plus 3, and the dtft, it will have the dtft 1 by 1 minus 1 by 3 e power minus j omega into e power j omega into, there is a negative sign here and m is minus 3, so into 3, right? This is how I will apply my time shifting formula. This is how I'll apply my time shifting formula. Then what was our question? I have to find the dtft of 1 by 3 whole power n u of n plus 3, but here I have an extra term here. So first I will separate this term. How can I separate it? I can write it as 1 by 3 whole power n into 1 by 3 whole power 3, that is 1 by 3 power 3. So what is 1 by 3 power 3? 3 power 3, that is 9 into 3, 27, 27, right? So this 1 by 1 by 3 cube, I'm taking it to the other side, so we are left with this answer, right? We are left with this answer. So this is how I can apply my time shifting property. So next we have x of n is equals to 1 by 2 whole power n for even n and 0 for odd n, right? For this also we should be able to find the dtft. So how can we apply our formulas to find the dtft of this x of n? Now dtft of x of n is, we are going to substitute the x of n in our analysis equation. It is 1 by 2 whole power n when n is even, right? Only when n is even it is defined. So even values of n, x of n is 1 by 2 whole power n into e power minus j omega n. Now what I am doing here is, in place of n I am writing 2n, right? In place of n I am writing 2n. So this becomes, so n is equals to even, right? Even means 0, 2, 4 and so on infinity. In place of n I am substituting 2n, right? In place of n I am going to substitute 2n. So what happens to n now? N is equals to 0, 1, 2 and so on till infinity. So now my new n starts from 0 till infinity. So n equals to 0 to infinity 1 by 2 whole power 2n e power minus j omega 2n. Now this can be written as 1 by 2 whole square is 1 by 4, and I have e power minus j omega 2 whole power n. Now this value is less than 1, right? We have been seeing this in the last 3 problems. This is less than 1. Now what happens for this when this is less than 1? Summation n equals to 0 to infinity r power n, and r is less than 1. So it becomes 1 by 1 minus r. 1 by 1 minus r is nothing but 1 by 4 e power minus j omega 2. So this is my dtft for the given x of n. Now let us find for some more standard functions. Let us find the dtft for some more standard functions. Unit impulse function. So my x of n is nothing but del of n. What is del of n? Del of n is nothing but it is 1 at n equals to 0, it is 1 at n equals to 0, 0 for all other n, right? It is only defined at n equals to 0, and all other values of n, it is 0. Now let me substitute that in my analysis equation. Let me substitute that in analysis equation. This is how it looks. Now if I can expand this, I can expand this, right? I can expand this for minus infinity and so on, for minus infinity and so on, when n is equals to minus 1. When n is equals to minus 1, it is del of minus 1 into e power j omega. When n is equals to 0, it is del of 0. E power 0 is 1. When n is equals to 1, it is del of 1 e power minus j omega and so on, right? From the definition, only del of 0 is 1. All other del of minus 1, del of 1 and so on till infinity, it's going to be 0. So these terms goes to 0. I'm only left with del of 0. Del of 0 is nothing but 1. So this is equals to 1, right? This is equals to 1. So dtft of del of n is nothing but 1. This is my dtft. This is x of e power j omega for del of n. This is one way of proving this, or I can use properties of impulse, the sampling property, right? Del of n is only defined at n is equals to 0. So this summation reduces to e power minus j omega n at n equals to 0. That is nothing but 1. I am using the sampling property. So there are two ways to prove this unit impulse DTFT. One is using sampling property. The other one, I'm just expanding the summation. Right? That is unit impulse, DTFT of unit impulse. This is the DTFT pair. Now, let's go on to shifted unit impulse. What happens if I shift my unit impulse? If my unit impulse is at 0, the DTFT is 1. What happens if my unit impulse is shifted by m units? This is nothing but time shifting property, right? When there is a shift in time, I should have the shift in phase for my DTFT. So del of n minus m will have the DTFT e power minus j omega m. The time shifting property I'm using here is x of n minus m has the DTFT x of e power j omega into e power minus j omega m. This is the time shifting property I'm using. Now we will find the DTFT of the constant. So instead of finding the DTFT of a constant, we will find the inverse DTFT of an impulse train and show that is equals to a constant, right? We will find the inverse DT of impulse train and prove it is equal to a constant. Then what does this mean? DTFT of a constant is nothing but an impulse train. We will try to prove it. Impulse train. This is how an impulse train looks like, right? It is a series of impulses. It is a series of impulses. Series of impulses. So I'm considering a series of impulses and the strength of each impulse is 2 pi. This is what I'm considering. And the period of this impulse train is also 2 pi. This is what my consideration is, right? My impulse train in the Fourier domain. This is the Fourier domain. It is nothing but it has a strength of 2 pi and a period of 2 pi. Now, this is what my impulse train is. Right? This is the impulse train. Strength of 2 pi and period of 2 pi. So this one I can write it as 2 pi into delta of 2 pi of omega. Delta 2 pi of omega represents the impulse train with period of 2 pi, and since I have a strength of 2 pi, I am writing 2 pi here. Then we'll find x of n. We'll take the inverse DTFT equation. X of n is equals to 1 by 2 pi integral minus pi to pi x of e power j omega into e power j omega n d omega. In place of x of e power j omega, I am going to substitute 2 pi into delta 2 pi of omega. 2 pi into delta 2 pi of omega. Now, since I am considering only from minus pi to plus pi, this is my minus pi and this is my plus pi. I am only considering this interval. In this interval, what do I have? I only have 2 pi into delta of omega, right? There's only one impulse. The impulse is given by delta of omega and its strength is 2 pi, right? So that I am substituting here since I'm only considering minus pi to plus pi, right? This is because the DTFT is periodic. Now this 2 pi and 2 pi gets cancelled, right? And I will apply my sampling theorem here. My sampling theorem of, not sampling theorem, the sampling property of impulse. Delta of omega exists only at omega equals to 0. So this entire integral reduces to e power j omega n at omega equals to 0. That is nothing but 1. So what did we find out? We took the inverse DTFT of impulse train and proved it is equal to 1. So what does this mean? DTFT of 1 is equals to whatever we took as the inverse DTFT, right? So DTFT of 1 is 2 pi into delta of 2 pi of omega. This is the DTFT of constant. So this delta 2 pi of omega, I can write it as summation minus infinite to infinite. I am having impulses from minus infinite to plus infinite. Delta of omega minus 2 pi k, right? Here k is equals to minus infinite. K is equals to minus infinite to plus infinite. There is no k here. K is equals to minus infinite to plus infinite. Delta of omega minus 2 pi k. If you substitute k is equals to minus infinite to plus infinite, you will get this series of impulses and they are separated by 2 pi. They are separated by 2 pi. So this is another form of representation for delta 2 pi of omega. Right? Either of one is correct. So this is how we'll find the DTFT of constant. The reason why we are taking the impulse train and proving the inverse DTFT here is, if I take a constant is defined as 1. So if I take the condition for existence of DTFT, that is n is equal to minus infinite to infinite x of t or x of n x of n, it is going to be infinite. It is not absolutely summable. So we are finding another way to find the DTFT of a constant, right? That is why we are doing in this manner. Now